Hello everyone and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade, and I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 456. Today is Monday, January 15th, 2024, and I'm glad you could join me today. Recording a little bit later than I intended because I had a wonderful opportunity. Also, I think I was going to put on a show, but too late now. So I got a last minute invite to go to Sea Ranch with Rhodabe. Had a little crafty Martin Luther King Jr. Day retreat, or Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend retreat. And it was a super wonderful time. And then Laura was like, but couldn't you record your podcast here? Be like, that's fine. I'm not sure whether or not Laura was prepared to be on the podcast. So are we losing? Hopefully it's okay. So I have hot chocolate, even though it is not January of the feeling, and maybe it's just January of the heart. But I got so many things done, though not all of it was strictly, or would it be? It was all crafty. But would it be not too crazy? Actually, all is well, guys. All is well. Okay, there's definitely milk flakes going places. So let's start with this. Ta-da! Oh my gosh! Ah! Muppet, like Kermit Phil. Ah! So I should have known that Scheherazade was really a big shawl. It is 1,000 yards. And I feel like I would have to look it up to find out the last time that I had knit a shawl that could take a hard block like this. Because yeah, it took a hard block for what is it? It was medium level K. I didn't take an intermediate photo where it's because I started pinning it as a triangle. And, would it be? Well, part of this is triangle shaped. It transitions to circular increases, so it did need to be pinned more like a crescent. And I don't know, I honestly, I could probably wear this. Or would it be this one? It went from being a shawlette, being oh, yeah, I guess it was just 80 grams of yarn, to, oh yeah, no, this is a big shawl. It took me 2 years to knit. So, Scheherazade, Anna Victoria. Pictures are already on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen, and perhaps that shows it more clearly, but I don't know. That looks pretty good. What would it be? I'm recording on my new Mac, which may actually have HD video. It's thick. But I don't think the lid is thick, so not crazy. But it is done. It is huge. I think I'm done bringing it. I don't know, maybe I'll bring it one more time. Oh my gosh. So wild. Would it be? Would it be? I might need to show it off one more time before I get most of the people who care. Also, I am impressed now that it does seem like the hot chocolate has turned hot chocolate colored. I was a little concerned at first. So done, blocked, huge. It would take some looking up to find out the last time that I had knit a shawl that needed a hard block like this. Maybe I'm thinking the second time I knit Laminaria. That might have been the last time I knit a shawl that needed a hard block. And And then also the case where I think I'm hoping like the points I blocked into it actually relax a little bit. Because if I could have, I would have blocked out my yarn overs, but I didn't have enough pins. And it dried so fast that there actually wasn't time to actually get it strung up on blocking wires. So blocking wires would have been easier though. That's the problem. It's been so long since I've needed to do that. Also, slowly but surely, my blocking wires have been repurposed for other things that you need narrow, bendy steel for. So, whatever. Not even sure I really have a true full set. So what did get a smidgen of work done on it was my poet. So this is a Sari Nordland pattern that I am knitting out of Camellia Fiber Company in their 70% organic wool, 30% linen blend. And I have it on barber cord right now because I think, like, what would be? I'm taking a sleeve break. I'm still on the sleeve. But I did finish knitting the first part of the sleeve. And so I have now transitioned to knitting the ribbing. And like roughly speaking, what it be? For the size that I'm knitting, it is equal parts. So not too crazy there. But yes. And then while I was at Sea Ranch, we ended up going to the loft in Guahala. And they had Xiaogu US 1 needles, so I got 2 so that I could do 2 circulars again, since I lost all of my US 1 needles due to storing this project in too small a bag. I don't even know where I last one set to, but it's gone. Because I started looking for them and couldn't find them. I did find my US 1 tiny circ, so I would have been fine. So I could transition back to that and just have a marker in and call it good. And then we'll see if I end up deciding to do decreases or not. Like, technically speaking, or would it be? The pattern does not call for it. It definitely is, would it be? I'm going with the boxy method of positive V sweater, but whatever. Not super positive V sleeves. We'll see. So quite a few, or would it be? So then there are quite a few decreases in here. You can see a little sleeve gusset. Maybe we could show my little sleeve gusset more clearly. So there we go. Yeah, so I decreased quite a lot of stitches away. So it'd be, but so far so good. Tried it on. All seems to be well. And it will be the scenario in which I work, or would it be? I'll get this sleeve done. I'll start on the next sleeve right away, just to get it over with. And then I will know that all the rest of the yarn can be dedicated to the body. Not that I'm running low on yarn, even like a little bit. So this is the ball that I'm working on right now. There's a giant swatch attached to it. And then I have a pretty big ball here too, which is what's attached to the body right now. So I am not too worried about it. Though I do suppose, I don't know, I guess that is it may be the case where I will need to break out my probably my Xiaogu mini set. And I will probably need to break out my Xiaogu mini set when I do the bottom ribbing. I got away with smaller ones for now, and then I also have to decide if I'm going to switch to the tiny circ. I'm really leaning strongly to that right now because, but I needed to repurchase those ones because that's just like basic, like that's just basic. I need that sort of stuff. And then that means I don't need to get a tiny circular one because I did have one in my bag, but it was definitely took some time to sort of like needle gauge everything over the weekend. Let's see. So I guess I can finish this row at the very least. Row to P. So I can. Would it be? I'm trying to think because it'd be the case where this is. Would it be? It may be the case where this will not be a carry around project for me, and not because it is too bulky, but more that would it be that I'm okay with letting this be pretty slow for the time being. I think after I get the sleeves done, it will go pretty quickly. But I think it'd be the case where the shawl has been more of my carry around project for the time being. So but in scenarios in which there will be quite a lot of knitting, then I do bring it along. But in my day-to-day, I think I'm going to let this hang out at home for the normal days of the week. But it looks so good. And I'm wondering if my new laptop has a better camera than my old one, because this looks so nice. Okay, so there's that. Roadblocks have all been removed. Life is good. We can keep on keeping on. But really, what's been getting most of the love and attention is the brioche shawl. So this is Sizzle Pop by Leslie Ann Robinson. This is the 50 bajillionth time that I've knit it, but it's still very satisfying. I don't know if I showed this last time. I didn't. This is new. This we've talked about, or would it be? So I am knitting this out of Suburban Stitcher yarn in 2 different colorways. Do I have the labels? I don't think I have the labels handy. So we have this white with pink speckles, and then we have this gray and brown with the same pink speckles. And it's just amazing how you can barely see the pattern on the wrong side. So that's like brioche magic right there. Excuse me. And the row that I will be starting soon will be the annoying pattern row. The 5 into 1 decrease row, but for now, we can just work across this and call it good. It's like, we're not quite there, just almost there. There have been like, whatever, probably one false start on this project. So, I was working on it. So what is I probably like I cast on New Year's Day because I had finished the shawl. Because I had finished the shawl. Oh, did I show it to you? Whatever. Be like, finished object at last. So So I got the setup chart done, no problem, but I ended up making an error getting getting the end piece of like the repeat chart, like the main body chart of the shawl, for that very first repeat. So it was very long and skinny, and event like I got to the next row where I was supposed to do something. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Kept knitting for a while. And then eventually I realized what the problem was, which was that I hadn't done the 5-into-1 increase that makes it look right. So it was it was the skinnier scarf. um so it's okay though, because it's back on track and it is a good triangular shape, and I actually just I think this is the one where would it be? There's sort of like you end up making two. You need to make sort of two chevron shapes in order to get like a full another set of stitches made. So what would it be? So that probably means I'm halfway or close to halfway on the chart at the moment. So no big deal. And it has been enjoyable to knit. And there are two things that I need to do in order to stay sane. And I'd forgotten about this because it had been a while since I had knit this chart before, which was when I do the 5-into-1 decrease, I like to have a locking stitch marker to put that center stitch on. And then the other thing that I needed, which sort of ties back to me needing to rip back after knitting quite a bit, was that I need to mark the edge region. So this is the edge that the shawl is increasing on, and right now I just have a little marker hanging out here. But once I finish this repeat, then I need to stick the marker in to remind myself that it's just a little bit different there. Just a little bit. It's also interesting because when I knit this for myself, I ended up doing it in lace weight. It was a fairly tight gauge, so it's interesting to see this knit up at sort of a loosey-goosey gauge. So would it be? So just interesting to me at the very least that you're just like, woo. So it definitely like sort of elongates the chevrons. I'm like trying to figure out. Yeah, so it ends up making the chevrons sort of elongated here, but it will, like, if decide to block it out, then shouldn't be too crazy. But definitely like a slightly different look, but not anything that I'm too worried about. And so my nanny knows I'm knitting it for her. She's excited because it is pink. So I think it's gonna end up being pretty nice. Would it be? And it'll be the case where this will start to get long at some point. I started off with a really, really long needle, but right now I have one that's just the right size, and then I'll just swap out cords as needed, because I do have to typewriter it. And then still have plenty of yarn. We are not close right now. So light and dark. Good to go. So that's the story there. It's getting a lot of love and attention. Would it be it? Like it's a night, like it fits nicely in my bag. It's for another person, so I probably shouldn't make it take 2 years. I should. Chop chop. But that won't mean that I won't work on the sweater in the time period. It just means that when I am out in the world, out in the world, not explicitly knitting, then that's the project that'll be going with me. So should be good. The other thing going on is spinning, and I think I finally figured out my plan. I might need to sit down and do a little test, but that shouldn't be too crazy. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin it, and so right now I'm spinning the first ply, or the first ply of my 3-ply yarn in the order of the base 12 spin along. And even as much as I love dice, I think what I want to do here is then I want to offset it. So the next ply, I will sort of rotate the gradient, so to speak. And all I need to decide is how many colors I want to rotate by. So I was thinking maybe I wanted to do 2, but maybe I do 3. And then spin the second ply, what would it be, with that offset in it, and then offset it again for the third ply. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because then it will take the very smooth teal to blue gradient that I'm getting right now and like make it more of the yarn on purpose, but then also still have some overlap and some overlap there. And it's the case where I think the other colors are pretty harmonious and can intersect on top of each other like that. So I think that's gonna be the plan. And then next year, if I decide to do the base 12 spin along again, I'll do full dice next time because the dice is so much fun. But the way this looks, I really like the sequence Jill put together. So so I'm leaning into that this time. You want to see how pretty it is? Look at it. So this is this one is the hand-dyed fiber, this one is bat, and then what I'm spinning, this one here is bat, and then what I'm spinning right now is the custom blend. Oops, losing the end. Only problem with the custom blend is it does not like to be wrapped around the hook and stay in place. So, or it'd be like this one, maybe a little bit more of a stark of a transition, but we do go from brown to brown plus teal, and then into the teals from there. It's lovely. So, would it be? So I think, so it'd be the case where if I offset by 2, then this blue one here will be intersecting with this teal. And I think, yeah. And then this teal would be intersecting with this one, and then this guy would be there. So, yeah, I know, it'll be interesting. What would it be? It's like, it's sort of like taking, like, I think it's just another way of, like, softening the overall gradient. So, I'm excited. Seems like a good plan. I think that was the other thing about the crafty retreat, was just like, bam, bam, bam. So many sections spun, even though, like, really it's not a ton of fiber, but it was like, poof, poof. Whereas it feels like I would, like, maybe get, like, half of it done in an evening, which maybe is more me, whatever, not crafting while fiddling around with my phone. But I was like, whatever. Like, I committed to not futzing around on, like, Instagram or Ravelry, and just focusing on having some uninterrupted crafting time where I did not need to take care of the other humans. So I'm almost done with the first ply. So started this guy, and then it will go to the bat, and then some more of the hand dye, and we are definitely in the bluest part of the project. And then it is pretty nice to have, the sequence just in this bag. So that ended up making it a little bit more portable. So I might, it doesn't really matter though. I'll mostly be spinning it here, so it's fine. But hopefully this project won't take forever. I think I need to, one lesson from that is making sure that I don't spend tons and tons of time on my phone, not actually doing the thing. Let's see. But it was definitely a scenario. And actually, I spent quite a lot of time doing things that were not knitting or spinning, but I brought whatever. Every project that I brought with me was worked on, but it was the case where there were, my spouse had managed to destroy fingers on all of his mitts, so that got repaired. And as I was sort of handling the fiber optic yarn, so it was a merino cashmere silk, light fingering. It is so lightly plied, it's not even funny. Like, it's probably of no surprise that it is both kitteny soft and incapable of handling wear. So, like, from what I can tell, like, it just gets, like, abraded away over time. So I have talked with the Dear Sweet Lovable One, and so the next time that we have this happen, because this is probably the third or, I don't know, it feels like it's the third or fourth time that I've needed to repair his tessellated lizard hand warmers. And like, it's not like it's been that long. Like, I knit those in 2020. Like, I cast on as we were going on the trip to move us from Dallas to San Francisco. So, I shouldn't have needed to repair it this many times, and so whatever. So, the game plan is the next time that it happens, I will order some fiber optic yarn in that color, but in a tougher yarn. So it may be the case where I need to meshes Kimber if it turns out it's not a base that she regularly carries, or would it be, or whether or not we can get it in like a form factor that isn't like a ton. Like, the blue is fabulous. It's a very excellent blue. Such an excellent blue. But at the same time, you can see how loosely plied this is. So it is so kitteny soft, but it's not built to be structured. It is shawl yarn. Only shawl yarn. And despite knitting it on like the 00 needles, like, it's shawl yarn. So I just have to accept that is not his purpose. So it may be the case where I pick up like another skein of this so I can make something big, or just use it as scraps. I know it is a good Molly blue though. I would also say the very other interesting thing was his wool mice mitts went. It was only one, because one of them went through the dryer and the other one got pulled out in time. But after I had repaired it, I could not tell which one I had repaired. So this is the Grantopaful color. I believe it's the twin. Hot damn. Like, I just find it amazing how color fast and how tough this was. Would it be? So, like, these were the original pair of mitts. These were knit sometime probably between like 2000, like, I feel like I probably did knit them while I was doing the podcast. So this was the first time I needed to repair them. So that's why would it be. But we can just see right there. It was like, this guy's got nylon, this guy doesn't. We are not gonna do the work meeting. It is not a day for working. But this is much tightly twisted. So this is a 2-ply, loosely plied. This guy is a 9-ply, tightly plied, and would it be. So it's just a case where it did remind me that Woolmisa is awesome. So would it be, if I knit more mitts, they won't be out of this again. Even though my spouse does love how thin and soft and lovely it is, like, it's just not compatible with his lifestyle. It just doesn't quite work. But it was so lovely. Oh, where to be? So other things that ended up getting accomplished was I did have gray blackout curtains in this room, and decided to install blue blackout curtains, which aren't as good at blacking out. And then move the gray curtains to DPN's room. And so those curtains needed to be hemmed because it was a weird window shape. So as a result, it'd be the case where so I ended up getting Laura's help too. She was like, okay, here's what needs to happen. It was like, so she was able to help me out with repairing a bag, hemming the curtains, but she made me pin them. Which was pretty easy for the blackout part of the curtain, and was very hard and very annoying for the gauze part of the curtain. So at some point, Sally and Laura were like, you need to stop. It was like, you will not get it perfect. So I think that's what it'd be. So it was, and that was also funny because that which was easy for me to do was hard for Laura, and that which was hard for me to do was very easy for Laura. So whatever, we both got to suffer. But man, it was super lovely to be like, I don't need to cook every meal. I had already sort of prepped the stuff that I was contributing to it, but it felt like I had joined a crafty commune and we were taking care of each other, and it was so lovely. And then it'd be the case where Sarah and Laura also quilt, so then they were like talking about their like color inspiration and what their next projects wanted to be, and here are things that you can look at. So even if it wasn't my craft, it was still interesting to listen. It was still fun. So I'm gonna like fist bump Amy Beth, be like, I'm joining your commune. It was like, because that was super, yeah, it was super wonderful to be able to do that. So I'm looking forward to the next opportunity. I think I was on good behavior. Good enough. Hopefully I will get to go again, because that was quite lovely. And then today is Monday, so that means I get to do Knit Night in San Francisco. And because my spouse and I are both off work for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I don't have to wait for him to come home. He's already home. So, what would it be? Exciting time all around. So after having a wonderful crafty weekend, I get to do it, whatever, get to have a nice finish. But what would it be? And then it was the case where, so technically speaking, like they were coming back today, but my spouse is like, I'm okay with covering whatever Friday night and Saturday night, but but not Sunday night too. So I ended up coming back. I ended up coming back a little bit early, but I think that worked out in the end, because it would be, I had a lot of crap. I'm not sure I could have fit in the car with all of my crap, in addition to Laura and Sally's crap. So, and it is the case where, because it was very windy, crazy roads, definitely a scenario, definitely Miata Road, because a Miata Road is a crazy, curvy, windy road where you're not going that fast. That's where the Miata shines the brightest, is doing that. So, would it be? So it was or would it be? So pretty, or whatever. More technical driving than the day-to-day, which was fun. So, not too crazy there. Shouldn't be, whatever. Don't anticipate any changes to the recording schedule. Would it be? Like, at some point I need to go back to Asia, but I haven't decided when. Whatever. It'll probably be fine. So that'll mix things up a little bit. But I think that's the only time I think I'll be traveling, at least in the near future. Yeah, and also, or would it be, I would also say, probably, like, the coolest thing that's happened with DPN right now is, he has realized that he's, like, made the connection. So if I have, like, a shirt with screen printing on it, he'll start trying to say the ABC song on the letters. It'd be like, oh man, this is cool. You have figured out that there's a code here, and even though you don't know what the code is at all, you know that there's meaning here, which is super cool. So, and he seems to make more sense every day. Like, I think the latest thing is he goes hide, and so then he wants you to put a blanket over him and yourself so that you can hide together, which is pretty cute. So, cannot complain about that. It is interesting time for sure. Let's see. So, those are, I think, all the updates. We've had a little pistachio edition, new project, finished project, spinning, high level, other people help me sew. We'll be recording again in 2 weeks, so that'll put us probably 29, I don't know, less than 2 weeks actually. But that should be fine. Let's look at the calendar. What is the next Saturday? It's probably the 27th. We'll see. I don't have time for that meeting. Whoopsies. Probably should have just put maybe on that one. Oh well. I know. It's another week. It's gonna be another weird week. Was that true? I guess last week was a full week. It just didn't. This is the pickle, because the next time that I have a holiday will be Memorial Day, which seems like an impossibly far time away. We'll see if I need to take some vacation time. I don't know that I've accumulated enough, but whatever. So, should be good. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to our guys soon. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.